Hey traders, I am Bikem. Welcome to my channel where we don't just create expert advisors and indicators. We unlock the full potential of MQL5. So subscribe and let's get started. In this tutorial, I will show you how to automatically detect and plot support and resistance levels in MQL5. Whether you are a price action trader or algorithmic developer, this tool will save you time and improve your analysis. You create a new expert advisor template. Let's name it basic SNR. I think that's fine. We don't need any of this for now. Let me clean up the charts how I want it, how I love it, not. Yes, and now we are good to go. So firstly, some traders prefer marking support and resistance level using candlestick wicks, while others believe the candlestick body or close price is more reliable. So in this program, I will include both detection methods, wick-based detection and body-based detection. Let's create an emulation for that. Let's create an enum. So firstly, enum, let's name it detect mode, detect mode, detect by body 0, detect by wick 1. Use closing prices, candle body. This is the first mode. Then the second mode is use high or low. Which is candle wicks. Yeah. Let's compile. Int why this error, int semicolon. Okay. Yeah, we are good to go now. Let's make it an input so that the user can actually choose the detection mode that he or she wants. Put detect mode. Let's name this mode. Let's go with weak detection. Select detection. Sorry for that. Detection mode. Body of. Yeah, now you can switch between them using a simple input setting. Alright, now let's add the remaining inputs. This will make our expert advisor flexible and dynamic. And look back equals to 30. Let's start with this. How many have bars to scan inputs? Int range equals to 5. Window range for confirming swing high and low, input color. This would be the color for the support level. Let's go with green. I think that would be line color for support. Input color, red color. This would be the color for the resistance. Let's go with red, I think. Line color for resistance. Which other inputs do we need? Input, okay, integer. Line width, no. Let's go with 4. This defines like the thickness of the line, how the drawn line, how thick will the drawn line be. Thickness of drawn line. Any other inputs? Now let's compile. No errors. Now we are going to create the call function that actually detects the support and resistance levels. This function scans past candles and identify the lowest and the highest points, which we mark as support and resistance. Firstly, let's create the function for detecting the support level. Function to detect support level. Let's name it find support. I think that find support. And in this function, we will have to include those like the detection mode, the window range, the look back range, and others. So firstly, let's go with detect mode. Detect mode. We are creating input parameters. Secondly, the time frame, I think time frame, what next? Look back, yeah. Look back bars. What next? Window range, sorry. Window range. I think we are good to go. If I compile this now, we'll get an error because double type functions, not all control path return a value. We can actually ignore this for now. First, let's get the number of bars on the chart. Total bars equals to I bars period current. No, let's work with the input, the parameter time frame. Yeah, I think that will be okay. Now let's validate the inputs to make sure that we don't to avoid scanning when not enough bars. If look back bars greater than total bars, or look back bars less than window range, times 2. If the look back bars, like the number of bars we are going to scan, the number of candlesticks we are going to scan through is greater than the total number of bars on the chart. Like if the look back bars are greater than the bars we have on the chart, we don't want to scan through anything. So we return, what do we return here? Let's go with empty value. I think that will be, let me add a comment here. Avoid scanning when not enough bars, enough data. Yeah, I think, yeah, we're good to go. Here we choose between the mode to use. We choose between either we go with the close or the low of the candle, because we are working on this and the function we are working on now is the support. So the support needs a low. Choose between candle close or candle low. Now we go series mode. Yeah, I think series mode equals to, here we are going to use a ternary operator or something. What is it called? Yeah, a ternary operator. Detect mode. If detect mode is equals to detect by body, this is a shorthand if. If the detect mode selected by the user, which we will add as input here, is equals to detect by body, then we go with mode close. If not, else we go with what? Mode low. Yeah, I think we are good to go. Let me compile. We will have an error, but we'll ignore that for now. Only this error, let's ignore it for now. So what next? Now let's get double lowest equals to dbl what? Lowest max. Yeah, I think, yeah, we'll go with max. Start with max possible value. I'm trying to comment everything as much as I can. To add comments, here we have to start with the max possible value, dbl max, which is the max. Now here we need a date time. I think so date time support time equals to 0. This support time will be used to track the time, the time of the support, like the time where the support was found. The time, the bar time. Yeah, actually the bar time. Now is the call function. Scan, no, don't need that. Scan across fast bars, checking for swing low. Here we use a for loop. Int w equals to, we start at window range, provided w is less than look back bars, w plus plus, we increase it, double low. Let's get the low of the bar as index w with an operation with a shorthand if. So if detect mode is equals to checked by body, then we are going to start with the closing price of, let's use time frame, closing price of W, or let me get this here, or closing price of, we use high low, yeah, not here, high low, I think so, simple, time frame W. Here we try to actually start with a real data, like an actual data. So here we choose the low depending on the mode the user input. If the user loves to use the text by body mode, then we go by closing price, which is same as the line chart, or we go by the low, which is the wick. Here we normalize low digits. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Now we check, let me comment this out. Check if current point is lowest among neighbors. I think so. I got the spelling right, which makes it a swing low. Here we have to check if the current point, if the current point, like the low of W is the lowest among its neighbors. We go with if I lowest, yeah, I lowest, symbol, time frame. Here we are told to choose the mode that we want. So no need we won't use any of these options here. We will use this option, this one that we just detected by checking the input of, like, observing the input of the user. So here we just have to use series mode, window range times 2 plus 1 W minus window range is equals to W. I think so. So what we just did here, we detected the lowest, the lowest W, window range times 2 plus 1. Let's say, for example, we chose the window range of 5. The window range of 5 means that swing high, each swing high must have 5 bars to the left and 5 bars to the right. We are working on swing low, sorry. Each swing low must have 5 bars to the right and 5 bars to the left, and it must be lower than all of them. So here we use window range times 2. Let's say we want to confirm our swing lows using 5, the integer 5. 5 times 2 means what? 6 plus 1, 11. Then here we check if the low, if the window range, if the lowest among its neighbors is at index W. Let's say is 5. 5 times 2, 10 plus 1, 11. So the lowest, we want the lowest to be at index 5. So if the lowest amongst the 11 bars, its neighbors, 5 to the left and 5 to the right, is index W. Now here comes what we do next. We check another condition. If low is lower than lowest, Here, support time. We have to get the time symbol, time frame, W. We are going to use this support time later on to draw the levels. Next, we update the lowest. The lowest. Track strongest, I think. Yeah, we are good to go. We are good to go. So here, we need to only draw the lines, the support and resistance levels only if we have a valid support and resistance. If we have a valid one, so let's go with draw only if a valid support is found. If lowest, I think lowest not equals to empty value and lowest not equals to dBl max, I think so. If the lowest, which is what the price we found, the support price we found, if it is not equals to empty value, if it is not equals to dBl max, which was our initial, what we actually initialized it with. So that means a valid support has been found. Now we draw line. We draw line. Yeah, we will create this function next to avoid compilation error. Support time, lowest. You have seen the need for the support time. Supply color, I think, yeah. Then what next? A label, yeah. We'll add a label to that. Support, I think so. So in the end, we return the lowest. Now let's compile. Errors, 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 where and where. Unexpected token. Support time. Draw lines. Support. Support time. Why this error? If lowest not equals to low and lowest not equals to dBl max, we close the bracket, we open it. Support time, lowest, supply color, support. Okay, support time. Why this error? Why this error? Let's comment this out first. Let's comment this out. Comment. Now, no errors. We have no errors. Before we move on to creating the resistance for the resistance function, we will take a quick break and first build a function that actually draws our support and resistance line. If we don't define it now, we will run into compilation errors later on, as we just did when we tried to call it. So what caused these errors is that the function draw line was not defined. So now let's create the function to draw the line. Void, let's make it void. Draw line, draw line, string, object name, date time 1, line color of the line to be for now in this string, the label. No errors. Let's get this done. No errors. Next. Date time, end time. We need to extend the level forward to the current time with some, like we need to extend the drawn level up to the current moment and add like 10 bars or 5 bars to it. So let me comment it out. Extend line slightly into the future by, let's go with 10 bars for better visualization, for better visibility. Yeah, visibility. End time would be time current plus period seconds. No, no, period seconds. The current time frame times 10 multiplied by 10. Let's compile. No errors. No errors. Code generated. Now let's create the trend line. Create trend line. Make it a trend line, horizontal line. Horizontal. Since both prices are same, if, let's create the object. Object create chart ID, current time frame. Object name, the input object name. Object trend. Sub window 0, time 1, price 1, end time. We extend it into the future. Same price 1. If object create, let's compile. No errors. Now let's set the properties. Object set integer. Yeah. Setting this object name, the input parameter. Object property color, line color. Object set integer. Object property, the width, thickness. We go with line width. No. line width, yeah, the input parameter. Now next, we need to create a text label. Create text label. What will the text label needs to have a name? String label name. No, label name. But let's still work with the object name plus label to distinguish it from the drawn trend line. What next? Object name. Yeah, and we actually need to add this text above or below the level, the price of the drawn trend line for it to be more visible. So yeah, I think so. Let's go with auto offset. Let's add an offset label above. Let's go with above line, I think. To do this is done this way. Offset is equals to symbol. Let's go with symbol info double I, symbol info double, symbol point, times. Let's go with this will be hard coded. So hard coded. Let's go with like 60 points. 60 points. Now double label price equals to price 1 plus offset. So here we are trying to create this label to be above the drawn trend line, to be above. Now let's create the label. No, if object create object name, label name, object text, object text 0 time 1, same time, but not same price. If object create let's set the properties of the label, set string 0, label name, I think, label name, object property text, label. What other property? Object set integer. I think so. Symbol integer property. Object prop color. Let's add the color of. Let's still work with the line color. Line color. And lastly, object set integer. Label name. Object prop property. Font size. font size. Let's work with 15. This will determine the size of the font size to be used. I think we are good to go. I think let's compile. Let's compile. Let's compile. No errors. No errors. Now let's go back to the and let's get this out. We are good to go. No errors. No errors. Now back to the function to detect resistance level. Function to detect resistance level of type double. Let's name it find supposition find resistance. Same input as the support detect mode followed by any time frame. No way. Time frame. No. Time frame. Look back. Let me get this here. Look back bars. Window range. I think that should be it for now. Window range 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think so. If we compile now, we'll get an error, but we can not all control path return a value. We can ignore that for now. Now let's go with integer total bars. I bars. No, not I bars. I bars. Symbol. Let's go with time frame. If look back bars greater than total or look back less than window range times 2. I think so. Return an empty value. I think. Yeah, let's keep going. Now we choose the mode enum series mode series mode because we already have the input named mode. Ternary operation. If detect mode is equals to detect by body question mark, we use mode close or mode high because we are working with the resistance. Here we are working with the resistance, not the support. Yeah, what next? The resistance. Double highest, I think so. Double. No. Double highest. No, doesn't. What's this? This should be this. Yeah. Highest. We start with the minimum possible value. That will be dBl min. We compile only one error. Yeah. Let's leave it at that. Date time. time equals to 0. The time for resistance. Now let's scan the for loop, int w equals to int w equals to window range. We start the window range. W less than look back bars. W plus plus, we increment it. We get the high, double high equals to detect. If detect mode is equals to detect by body, if it's detect by body, we work with the close, I close, time frame, we go with the time frame, or we go with the high, which would be the wick, the candlestick wick. Yeah, go with time frame W. Yeah, what next? Let's normalize it. Normalize double high digits. I think so. Now let's check if the current point is the highest among neighbors. That makes it a swing high. So if I highest, no, symbol, time frame, series mode, window range times 2 plus 1. Yeah, I think so. Minus window range is equals to W. Yeah, that should be it. One error, 10 errors. What on earth happened here? Let's see here. W. Let's start with the first one. Semicolon expected. Expected VAW. Oh, my bad. That should be the, yeah, one errors. One error back to only an error. Yeah, I could say we're working as expected. Yeah, what next? If I highest, okay, if high is greater than highest, if it's greater than DBL mean at the, that will be at the first run, at the first run of the loop, DBL mean. Let's set resistance time, high time, symbol, time frame, W, I think so. Let's update highest. What comment should I add here? I think track highest, no, strongest level. I think this would be it. Now here, outside the loop that scans, we make sure we only draw when we have a valid resistance. So if highest not equals to empty value and highest not equal to DBL mean, let's compile, only one error. Yeah, if highest not equal to empty value, not equal to DBL mean, That means it's a valid price. It's a valid price, like a valid resistance level. Now we draw line. Object name, let's name this resistance. I think so. Resistance time. Resistance time. Price highest. What next? Color. Resistance color. That will be the input of the user. Label. Let's go with resistance. I think so. Now we return the lowest regardless. Lowest. Now we should have no errors. Undeclared identifier. Oh, highest. Sorry. Highest. No errors. No warning. No errors. No warning. Now it's time to try to deploy everything we have worked. But before then, we need a function to detect a new bar or candle form. This helps us to avoid running our code on every single tick, which would waste memory and slow down the program. So let's go with a function that detects new bar. I think so. Function to check new bar formation. This is crucial. This is kind of crucial. It's of high importance. It's new bar, I think. Oh, I love it. Let's go. It's new bar static. Date time. I love to work with date time. Last open equals to 0. This stores the last candle's timestamp. Next, we have date time. New open equals to I time. Symbol. Here, work with period current time frame. Current, let me comment. Current candle open time. Let's do this to avoid errors. Return false. Oh wait. False, yeah. Let's compile. We should have no errors. Yeah. Now, if last open is equal to 0, let me comment this out. Avoid false detection. This helps us to avoid false detection at first initialization, I think. This helps us not to falsely detect a new bar immediately the EA is launched. Now, what next? Last open equals to new open. Then we return false. This is crucial. We return false. What next? We return false. Return false. Now here is new bar detection. Last open is not equals to new open. If the last open is not equals to new open, that means a new bar has been detected. New open, that means a new bar detection. What next? Last open. We update last open. Here we return true because it's a new bar. And lastly, we return false. That means we are still within same bar. Let's compile. We should have no errors. No errors, no warning. We are good to go. Now, let's head to other functions. On init, we don't need anything there for now. Yeah, we don't need anything there. Yeah, on day init, this is the function that is being called whenever the EA is being removed from the chart or the time frame change or anything. So here we have to delete the object. Object delete all. Current, not this. I never wanted to call. Object delete all. Prefix, yeah, the one with prefix. The prefix here, let's delete the resistance. All objects that has to do with this resistance, let's still do it for objects delete. I think the second one, yeah. Support. This clears all objects on the chart after the EA, the program is being removed. Let me comment this out. Delete previous drawn lines and labels. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let's compile. No errors. We should have no errors. No errors. Now, here is the call function. The onTick, which runs at every tick. Every tick. So here, to avoid slowing down our program, we only detect new levels when a new bar forms. When a new bar forms, that is when we detect new levels. Only when a new bar forms. So first, let's find resistance. I think detect mode by input, period current, look back, range. Find support. I think so. Find support. Mode, period current, look back, range. I think this should be it. And so we're good to go. Let's check for errors. No errors. And lastly, this is just what I love to do. Property icon. I love to add my icon.ico. No errors. We should have no errors because here is the icon already. I think we are good to go. I think so. Let's try it. Basic SNR tutorials. Let's try it. Basic SNR. Basic SNR. Basic and then SNR. Let's check the daily time frame first. This will work. Basic SNR. And here is the icon. And what next? Input 30. Let's just leave. Handle week. Let's leave it at that. Let's try it. Oh, this only detects at if a new bar forms. So this won't work for daily time frame. So let's go with a smaller time frame like this. Let's try. What's the time? 6, 8, 4:18. So we have to wait till a new bar is formed. But let's see now. Here's the resistance. No support. Why? Because the property in the property settings we added 30. So from the current time, the current bar, 30 bars back, which is here, it has no support. It only has resistance. And this resistance is what we actually use that offset for, that offset. And that is why you have this distance. But in a higher time frame, the distance won't be this much. So let's try something else. Let's try this. Settings, moving average. Tutorials. Yeah, let's basic SNR. 15 minutes time frame. Let's go with, I think, what time frame should we go with? I think the daily. Let's go with the daily first. The settings, same 30. Candle wick. Okay, candle wick. Let's try it. Here you see how the support and resistance are being drawn. Like, we don't cluster the charts with a lot of drawings, past drawings. It only draws on the current, only one support and one resistance at each time. Let me zoom this. Each time, what's wrong? Okay, it's still loading. But why is it this? Why is it lagging? Oh, but it's fine. Now it's on. Wait, there's an error. Let's pause this. There's something I just found out. The support is of same color with resistance. This support is of same color. The support should be green. Let's go back to the code. Support. Find support. I think this should be it. Find support. Draw the color. Which color did we impute? Support color. The resistance is still what? Support color. I don't get it. Wait, this is support. Okay, let's go to the resistance. Resistance, which color is that? What color is it? Resistance color. Okay, the draw line, Let's go to the function that draws the line. I think that is where we messed up something. Here, line color. No line color. It will be support color. I think so. I think we messed up something here. Line color. Line width. Line color. I just don't know. What did we mess up? We messed up something. We really messed up something here. But the funny part, the most important thing is that our EA does exactly what we want it to do. Here is the support, and here is the resistance. Here is the support, here is the label, and here is the resistance label, support label. Let's fast forward something. We'll see that we no longer, what time frame is this? Daily time frame. Oh, that's right. So let's work with a lower time frame. 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 To see, let's go with 15 minutes or so. I think that should be it. 15 minutes time frame. Not responding. What? Well, why is it not responding? Let me. Why is my program lagging? Okay. Here we have the support. Okay. Let me zoom out. Let's see something here. Here we have the resistance. Here we have the support. Let's just ignore this color collision or something. Yeah. But we need to see something. Let me just continue. You see, the support and resistance keeps the EA keeps updating the support and resistance level. See, resistance support. Only one resistance and one support. Only one resistance and one support at this time. But when it does not find a resistance but finds support, it only does support, the support level. Now we see how it works. Wow, beautiful. It works as expected, just that this color, we'll get to that later. So now we have what we actually need. I think I should end this now. I think so. But let's just see how it's been. Yeah, let's end it. Let's check another. Let's work with another input. Let me explain something here. If we work with a lower window range, this EA will be more sensitive. Like it will work more with the current bar. It will be more sensitive. Let's take a look at it. It will be way more sensitive to the current bar. This is just telling the EA to start scanning from the last bar, the last completely formed bar. So it starts with that, with the close or the high of the last bar. Now let's see. Here's what I wanted to show you. Support color difference. Why is this lagging? Okay, let's pause that there. Let's zoom out. You see, it's way more sensitive than the other settings. You have to see that. Let me make it a little bit faster. Just explain the point. So this many traders will actually place a buy here or a sell at the resistance, which do work with their trading strategy or system. Let's fast forward this. This makes the support and resistance to be more sensitive, more sensitive. Sorry for that. You see, other than the previous settings. This makes it to be way more sensitive. Let me take this out. To be way more sensitive, like you see. This would work for scalpers, I think. Yeah, scalpers, way more sensitive. Wow, it's working as expected. Yeah, now we've got that. Let's go back to and detect that resistance level. The support and resistance color, we have to fix it before we end. this tutorial, the support and resistance color. We really have to fix that support color, um line color, line width, line color. Where did I miss something? Resistance color. Then where did I miss something? Like line color, which is the input. Draw support color. Here resistance color. Please, if you are able to find out, like if you're able to see where I messed up something, please let me know in the comment section, because I think the EA works as expected. Just the color, the label. Okay, let's check this label part. Create label, object name. Where is the label? If label text, label color, line color, which is the input. If you're able to see where I messed something up, please let me know in the comment section. Let me recompile and you're good to go. So the purpose of this tutorial is to show you a way of automatically detecting support and resistance levels using MQL5. And now it's mission accomplished. So what can you do with this? What can you actually do with this? You can use this as a standalone support and resistance indicator. You can improve it with alert, zone thickness. You can actually make it to be more sensitive or breakout detection, even turn it into a trading strategy. Yeah, you can actually you have a way, like you are now open to a whole lot now. You have a whole lot that you can just anything you can imagine of, you can do it. So thanks for watching. I am Brikem Favor. Leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe for more MQL5 tutorials. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.